Live from the Birmingham Hippodrome, New Faces of '86.
New Faces was the biggest programme on television.
We'll go over to our panel for their comments.
It's very powerful.
Absolutely fantastic.
Whatever it is, he's got it.
It was the most incredible moment of my entire life.
No mistakes, Wayne. Don't fall over. This is live television.
I wanted to be a star.
My wife said to me, show business, it'll crack you up. You know what? It's done a good job.
Looking back, how important was that night?
Well, it's more important. Winning the lottery couldn't top it. You know, you could... sitting at the side of the Queen would not top winning a show like that. Meeting any idol, shaking hands with God could not top winning New Faces. No way.
You really felt that?
Yes. Yeah. Because no one in the world wants to know a loser. They don't want to know you.
Good evening and welcome to the grand final of New Faces '86. For the next 90 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we'd be delighted if you'd sit back and enjoy the stars of tomorrow.
Finney was one half of a comic double act.
He sings a love song as we go along. We're walking in the winter wonderland. In the meadows we can never
How confident were you?
Very. I had 100% faith in making it big to be a funny man.
Why do you call all this chaos, aggravation all the time?
Because there's something wrong with your throat.
What's wrong with it?
It wants cutting.
Jim, your comments, please, on Walker and Cadman.
Well, what can you say? I mean, the audience loved them. We all loved them. I'd like to see their whole act. I think it'd be marvellous.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Me and Mel looked at each other, we opened a bottle of champagne and we said, cheers, Vin, we're on our way now. And we was on our way. We was on our way to being big stars.
The other acts on stage that night included Billy, another comedian.
I've had a walk around Birmingham today. I saw this sign, it said topless restaurant. And I went in and there were no roof on. And it were raining, it took me an hour and a half to eat my soup.
Can you hear my heart beating like a drum?
Wayne, a club singer.
It's because tonight of all nights, you and I will be one.
Julie, a soprano.
Burnt out ends of smoky days.
And Gary, a 17-year-old violinist.
Were you a natural show-off?
Definitely. In everything I did, I showed off, and I wanted all the girls to look at me. I'd worked so hard to get to this point, and this is the reward, you know, I'm going to be famous. I absolutely brought the house down. And I was very confident. I was just waiting for them to sort of tell me how wonderful I was, you know.
Bill, what do you think to Gary Lavini?
Well, he totally tore this audience apart.
Didn't he just?
I can guarantee my mum sitting at home saying to my dad, "Hey, Albert, what a lovely-looking lad he is." I thought he was terrific at his act, but if you're asking me to decide whether there's a New Faces star in the making, I would say not a star for me, because I don't understand where the act can go.
We shall see. It depends on the people out there.
Come on, everybody.
I actually didn't care about fame.
That's for you.
For me, the stage was an escape from home.
The final act was James, a soul singer from Liverpool.
James, why is a bit of that photograph missing?
Well, my adopted mother, Lily, there's lots of pictures where she was in. I've cut them out. I don't know exactly what the dealings were between my real mother and my adopted parents, but it went wrong, it went horribly wrong. My adopted parents, they both ended up, they were mentally ill. They're mentally ill. I was always on pins waiting for something, and then either Tommy would kick off or she'd get angry and nasty, and I'd have to leave the room. I'd go, "What's wrong? What was it?" No, leave the room, go. But what's wrong? Leave the room. I'd go, you'd go. There was some really, really scary moments. It turned to shit, basically.
You okay, James? Do you want to take a minute?
Fine, been there loads of time with it, man. But yeah, it's like, well, all you have to do is say to a child, look, it doesn't matter what you...
Do you want to take a minute,
Yeah,
James?
please.
Will you welcome James Stone? Woo!
I could sing, show off, and be Mr. Cool for people. That was a real good trip, that was. But I was a troubled young man. After I'd finished work, a show, wherever it was, I'd disappear quickly. I couldn't talk to people. That's when my heart would pound and I'd panic.
What did you think to James Stone?
I thought he was absolutely marvellous. He really nailed it there for the audience and got everybody going with him.
Bill?
I think James Stone is a star.
Well, thank you, panel. The lines are now open. Lift your receivers and dial now!
The morning after the grand final, all the acts awoke to find themselves famous.
You come from nothing, and then the next minute you are literally thrown into the lights of stardom. People respect you more. You get more respect. People see you in the street. There's Vinny. Get his autograph. It makes you believe that you are important. It really does.
New Faces transformed Vinnie's career. His double act was now in demand in theatres around the country, and he was on stage all year round.
Yes.
Do you love being on there?
Yeah, it's amazing. When it's going well, the laughter that you get, it's better than food. Actually, you don't hear laughter, you hear a roar. Then you pause, and then it's another roar. And it's like 1,200 lions roaring at you. And it's like, wow, you know, you're on your way. Everything's a bit of fun when you're on stage, even when you're off stage. There's a switch that goes in your head to say, now it's fun time. This was the 24-hour party place. This place never closed. I was brought up on a little old council estate in Wigan. I didn't expect to mingle with such things like Oliver Reed and Roy Chubby Brown. Over here, there'd be all the groupies, if you like, you know. I'd be up the bar here with a couple of women, me and my other partner. We used to stand here at the bar, and then I remember asking a young lady here to marry me, actually, at this bar here. All my money would go in here, man. Every penny I used to have would go behind that bar here, so that's called partying. I'd walk home in the next day with not a penny in my pocket. But then again, I go on stage again, get my wages again, come back down to the Dutchman again, partying again, let's get to the bar, let's have some fun with the girls. Come on! And that's what we used to do.
Was it good times?
It was brilliant time. We had a really good time.
After New Face, all of a sudden, people are pointing at you, nudging as you walk past and all that, coming up and finding an excuse to talk to you, smiling. People get tongue-tied when they're talking, they get nervous when they're talking to you.
Billy's performance in the grand final got him taken on by one of the biggest comedy agents in the country.
I always felt I was like, as if I was waiting in the wings. And when suddenly it was my chance to walk out, I couldn't have been more ready than I was then.
He shot to fame out of his New Faces appearance and his rapid-fire humour. Please welcome comedian Billy Pearce.
I appeared on television ever such a lot.
Have you been in showbiz long?
What time is it now?
The BBC gave him a TV series.
Suddenly I'm earning, £3,000-4,000 a night, turning over £500,000 a year plus. This house so massive compared to where I used to live. I just kept running round and shouting, really. I'd have like 5 people with me all the time. And another man on the phone ringing me all the time, every day, 2-3 times a day, telling me what's happening and where I'm going and how much money I'm going to be earning and who's interested in me for this and that and the other. I even had a driver for 2 years, and this guy would just press all my shirts and everything. I was crazy, innit?
Were you unfaithful to your first wife?
Yes. Why? I had one-night stands then. I could get away with that and never make any arrangements to see him again or anything because I was married and all that, and I had to be very careful, what I did and not to get caught. It's a miracle I didn't get caught, really, what I got up to. My favourite one, I went to Benidorm and I finished up with 2 sisters. That was good fun.
Did you feel guilt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think you were doing something wrong?
Yes, definitely, without a doubt.
Why did you keep doing it?
I didn't get married to be unfaithful to my wife. That's not why I got married. I thought I'd be happy with her. But as it happened, I wasn't. Maybe if I was at home and doing a 9-to-5 job and all that.
But do you think things would have been different if you had been at home doing a 9-to-5 job?
I don't think I wouldn't have been with her. I wouldn't have been good enough for her. I wouldn't have been with her. Most of my girlfriends, I have to say, or a number of them, have been with me because I've been in show business. The glamour and the money and all that. No, they haven't been with me for me as a person, the person that you see sat here now. You know, with a heart and a soul and all that. I'm just an ordinary, everyday bloke. It made it difficult for me to trust women as such.
After New Faces, you have to milk this opportunity while you can.
New Faces didn't make Wayne a TV star, but demand for him in the clubs shot up.
A lot of people say I was a workaholic. I'd sometimes be working 7 nights, 7 evenings a week. We would drive in many hours to a venue and then having to perform and then driving many hours back. So that was me. I was work and work was me. I was never one that thought that my career would bring plenty of women to me, but because you're up on the stage, you get many admirers.
He's tall, handsome, and has got a good voice.
Do you feel like being on the road and family life were in conflict?
Yes.
Wayne's partner was Dawn, a local beauty queen.
I was very career-minded, and Dawn knew this. I remember when she told me that she was pregnant. I wanted to be loyal and be that father, but I also wanted to do my job in that, you know? And it was that doubt that I had, which, unfortunately, I met another girl. Love is something that comes and goes, I think. I'm not God's gift to women to look at, and I've never felt that way. But I think the show business has helped me find the girls, shall I say. And people might think that I've never really loved. And people might be right.
If I hadn't done New Faces, then the dream might have died and I might not have pursued the career that I did if I hadn't have had that little taste of stardom.
Bill, bearing in mind that this is live television, what could you do with Julie Ascot?
Quite a lot. Whether she's got that thing that transcends talent that an Elaine Page has got or a Barbara Dixon's got, it's difficult to tell at first hearing. However, and I actually thought she was a bit special.
Yeah. Great.
Once you get that taste of the theatre and being on the television, the dream's alive, isn't it? You really think, this is it.
Do you think men and women have a different experience of working in show business?
Yes, I do. Most definitely. I think men get the chance to have it all, whereas women always have to sacrifice something.
Nearly ready. Hiya.
We have 2 minutes.
Oh, that's good. Gosh, the motion of the ocean.
Please put your hands together and welcome the lovely, the charming Julia Scott.
My dear, still here.
In the early days, I would say I wanted children, but my career was, you know, in its infancy, so I was putting all my energies into that. And then New Faces came along when I was 29, and then you put it off for a little while. And then the years fly by, don't they? Now I'm too old. And you can sort of beat yourself up about it, but I would never do that because I wouldn't change what I've done for the world. So, no babies. I really now, as I sit here, I think I wished I would have had one.
If you touch me, you'll understand what
That would have been nice.
Do you think you'd have enjoyed being a mum?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I would have made a good mum.
How many wives and children did you have?
3 wives and 8 children. Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had a lot of ex-wives and a lot of children? Or
No.
does it not feel like that?
No, not at all. No. No, it's just a drop in the ocean, that. Nah. I'd get married again. I'd get married 20 times. If I have to get married 200 times to find the love, my proper, my soulmate, my twin soul, I will find my twin soul.
Were you a good husband?
I think so.
What drew you to Vinny?
I found him completely fascinating. I was bowled over by him, his looks, his personality. I think just seeing this person who was so zany and so, everything will be fine, you know. We'll do this, we can do that, there's not going to be any problem. That sort of was quite attractive at the time.
Were you in love with Tracy?
Absolutely, and still am. I still do.
I got pregnant actually very quickly after Vinny and I started to live together. And I wanted to have a family, so from my point of view, I was so excited about being pregnant and starting this family with Vinny.
When the children were born, how was he as a father?
The day-to-day nitty-gritty of life were not there, ever. It was just sort of living in this world of being with the right sort of people, show business people, talking about show business, mixing with maybe lots of glamorous women, dancers and that sort of thing, living that lifestyle, which was totally divorced from what was really going on in his life.
Which was more important, being a star or Tracy?
Being a star. In 1988, we topped the bill at the Wellington Pier. That was the last time I was really on stage as a professional entertainer. The following summer, in 1989, there was no working whatsoever.
How did it affect him when his career started to fail?
I think he found it very, very difficult to cope with because he really didn't believe that it could possibly fail. he wouldn't look at any other type of work. You know, it wasn't as though he was saying, okay, this is dried up, I'm going to have to look out for a job in a shop or, you know, do some other form of work to support the family. It was only the entertainment business that he would look at. We lost our home because we couldn't pay the mortgage.
Were you ever tempted to get a normal job?
No, never.
Why?
Because I really thought that I was going to be a massive star. And
family life wasn't enough for him. He needed the outside world to know about him. He needed for everybody to know about Vinnie Cadman as a star.
it's like a love relationship with it, really. I remember saying to my partner once, I'd sleep on the stage. I would, in the theatre. When I walk into a theatre, it's so wonderfully nostalgic, if you like. I feel at home in a theatre. And it's been taken away from me, really.
What did you think to James Stone?
I thought he was absolutely marvellous. I thought he was a fabulous talent.
You know that's a face you're going to see around for a long time. That's what new faces should be about. I think he's superb.
I think James Stone is a star.
Thank you.
My career, it didn't dramatically change after New Faces, at all. It wasn't suddenly Aston Martins and big houses. It was still the nitty-gritties. I was still traveling many hours in the car, still getting to places with no dressing room. Got changed in there. Some embarrassing situations in there. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think I'd been on television. I deserve better.
James was being managed by an agent in Wales called Christine. She and her husband invited James to move in with them so he could leave Liverpool behind.
I actually cut off from everybody in my life. Family I grew up with, I cut off completely and lived my life here for those 13, 14 years. And it was very, it was like being a monk. It was a monk, but
no
it was
girlfriends?
No. I stayed away from that area for, say, 12 years. I was celibate, is the word. 12 years.
And did it seem strange moving in with your manager, or not?
No, not really. Not really at all. Because I didn't see her as my manager. I just thought as a person who's, wow, nice person.
Did it feel like you'd found a home?
I'll be honest with you and say, yeah. I'll be perfectly honest with you and say, now you're asking me that. I've never thought of that before. But now you're asking me, yes, it was. It really was. Used to cycle all around there.
What are you thinking, James?
Keep fit.
Why are you feeling...
I just miss her. I just really miss her, you know.
Chris died 6 years ago. And James, is there a sensitivity here about talking about Chris and the finances?
Yeah, there is a bit, to be honest with you.
What is that?
Well, it's just that, where did the money go? And that's it, basically.
Although she put James up, Chris never gave him his earnings while he was with her.
It was because I met somebody else, another act. They were telling me how well they were doing, and they weren't even working as half as I was, even then. And I was wondering why they've got this property and this things. They've got things they're saying, I've got this thing, I've got that thing, I bought, we're going on holiday, I'm taking the missus, we're going here. I'm thinking, how come I can't afford to buy? And it's only going to start to grow up. Grow up. Well, I said, Chris, I don't wish to rock the boat or anything, but I think it's about time I knew where all this money's going. She didn't like that.
Was it an argument with Chris about it?
No, there wasn't an argument. Just a
difficult-
bad feeling. Anyway, she took the time to write it out, and I never read it. I just went, Chris, I'm not interested. Just ripped it up. No, I'm not interested. I don't want to know.
So, in total, I mean, this would have been hundreds of thousands of pounds, though, wouldn't it?
It would have amounted to that, easily.
And you don't know where it went?
No. No. I don't want to know. It's gone.
Do you feel any sense of anger towards her?
No.
None?
Not one iota of anger do I feel towards Chris. Not one. If she was there now, I'd say, Chris, can I make you a nice Chinese meal? What? Used to making that. So, yeah, I love this place. I love Chris and Danny. I love all the people. She was, man. She was like a mum.
What I do is totally different from anybody, you know, with a normal job. It's totally different, you know. You never get fed up being on stage.
Gary became a cruise ship entertainer.
Hello. How you doing? Okay. You get to your ship, and you're in the jacuzzi, having a, you know, nice relaxing day in the sunshine. You think, no, this is not bad, you know. It's great.
He may be young, but my goodness, he's good on the fiddle.
Straight after New Faces, he was in demand on light entertainment programmes for 2 years.
What is so good about fame?
When you're famous, it literally is all about you. And it's, yeah, not anybody else, you. And everyone's looking at you, everyone wants to meet you, everyone wants to touch you, everyone wants to kiss you, everyone wants to be around you, everyone wants to sit with you. It's just me time. Me, and more me.
Who was the driving force in kind of settling down?
Me, I suppose.
Definitely Emma, yes. Because I've got the best of both worlds. You know, I was sort of still cruising when we first met. You know, and the partying was still happening.
So I suppose it was me that decided at some point, went, Gary...
So she gave me an ultimatum.
Do you want to marry me or not? It was 6 years down the line and Gary still hadn't proposed, so... I think he was the, obviously, the heartthrob violinist that everybody wanted a little piece of. And I suppose I was the lucky one that got the whole piece.
Having the kids has brought us even closer together, and, you know, we love them more than life itself, and, you know, very lucky.
Do you feel lucky?
Yes, I do. I've got a lot of showbiz friends who, and most of them have sort of been married at least 2 or 3 times.
"14 years ago, I met Kerry. She was a professional dancer, and I thought she was absolutely beautiful, and I thought I'd made a bit of a coup there, to be honest. Over a period of time, I just fell head over heels in love with her, so I bought an engagement ring, and she said yes. One night I was staying with a friend of mine, and after a few bevies he said to me, "I think you're stupid. What are you doing? She's a lot younger than you. She's only after you for your money and your name and all this sort of thing." And he was quite scathing about my stupidity. It did upset me, and I said, "Look, you know, only time will tell. You may be right. You know, who knows?" Kerry and I were together, but career-wise, things were changing rapidly. It's kind of it's like being demoted. So one minute you're a kingpin up there enjoying the success and everything, and then gradually, all that kind of peters out.
Billy decided to start a business abroad.
A showbiz friend of mine knew of this club in Portugal that was sat there doing nothing. If it was working properly, you could make 10,000 a night out of it. It turned into a massive, great big venture, which initially it wasn't going to be like that. It just had a life of its own and completely took us over, really.
Did you invest a lot in it?
Yes. I invested everything into it. I remortgaged my house 3 or 4 times, actually. I blew all my savings. It was like gambling, and you think, if I just chuck another £50 at it, I might win.
Do you think part of the motive was a desire to provide for Kerry?
Yes.
How hard were you drinking?
I was drinking 24/7. I was actually drinking round about 18 hours a day.
When you were drinking that much, were you worried about yourself?
No. No. Not one iota. It made me feel on top of the world. One night I left the pub at 1 a.m. I'd had a lot to drink. I got in the car. The police pulled me up within about 10 seconds. He said that you've been drinking. I can smell it a mile off. I said, I've had a couple. And his mate said, I mean a couple of gallon, you mean? The judge said, we are looking for a custodial sentence. And I said, what's this mean? And the copper said to the side of me, you're going down, lad. You're going down. I couldn't sleep. The prison officers kept coming to my cell and asking me, was I okay, every hour, and I kept saying, yeah, I'm fine. They knew I wasn't okay. I'd already ruined my life as a comedian. I'd already ruined my life as anything, really. You know, I ruined my life. I ruined my life. I ruined my life. I ruined my life as everything. So, yeah, I was in here for a while. And one morning I was in, the proprietor of this place here came in, opened the bin and put all the rubbish onto me, and I didn't... I thought, what the hell is that? He said, what are you doing in my bin? I said, I'm trying to get some sleep. No one wanted to know me at all.
How long were you here?
On and off for about 12 months. Welcome to show business. It wasn't nice.
So then we were out in Portugal. We had a phone call from the solicitor that was dealing with all the legal side of the club, telling us not to spend any more money, don't part with any money, don't do anything else until you've seen me. The contract that had been done with this club and the man that was that owned it and everything, he was a bankrupt, and therefore our contract was worth nothing. My partner, the business guy, he looked at me and he said, what does it all mean? And I said to him, I said, look, mate, I said, we might as well have set fire to the money. That's what it means. I said, we might as well get on the plane and go home. It's a waste of time. We've blown it, all this money. It was as if somebody had opened a trapdoor and you'd fallen through it, you know, or you'd gone in a toilet and somebody had flushed it and you were flushed away. And I rang my wife, Kerry, in this state of shock, and we had a brief conversation of, she said, hello, how are you doing? I'm all right, how are you doing? And all that. She said to me, what's the matter with you? Because she knew from the tone of my voice that there was something wrong. There's something wrong with you. I said, Kerry, I've lost everything. She said, what do you mean? I said, I've lost everything. I've just had a meeting in the solicitors and it's all worthless. We might have, well, set fire to the money. I've lost everything. I've lost all my money, my future money, your future money. You know, I've gambled on the house and everything. Our ISAs, everything, everything. And she said, no, you haven't lost everything. I said, yeah, but I have. I've been a fool. I've lost everything. She said, no, you haven't. You have not lost everything. I said, what do you mean I haven't lost everything? She said, you've still got me. You've still got me. And if we have to live in a tent, as long as we've got each other, we've got everything.
Things in life are bad, they can really make you mad. While other things just make you swear and curse. But when you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a little whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. Always look on the right side of life.
I am the luckiest man in the world. I've found a family life that I've never had before, and I'm enjoying every second of it and making the most of it while I can.
Billy's friends loaned him enough money to keep his house. He has since paid them back.
That'll do.
The
somebody in my life now, very, very important, or I'm in somebody else's life. And life is good. Life is really good. And it's with the help of somebody. We all need that one person. I found the one person.
Three years ago, James entered another TV talent show.
Your name is?
James Stone.
Okay, and James, what do you do?
I sing and perform.
Okay, so 52, you've been doing this a long time.
Yep.
And you think you're good enough to win this competition, I
Yeah.
presume?
Shall we do it? And should we do
Yes,
it?
please.
See? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Sad I'm blue, 'cause I just want to make love to you. Thank you.
You're kind of like a kind of sexier version of Mick Jagger. The black version.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Stone.
Come on. Got this. Baby, take off your coat. Well, real slow. Like this.
You've come from bingo halls to Britain's Got Talent, 12 million people watching. I thought that performance was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's good. It's interesting watching that back. You know, you're actually a very, very talented guy. You know, you look good, you've got a great voice. It's kind of like, I think you're in the bingo halls because of probably bad luck, bad decisions you may have made in your life. Maybe tonight, that performance could change your life.
How would you describe your sort of financial position?
Dire. Very dire. No, seriously, we don't worry about it anymore. But we've got absolutely nothing. We've got a rusty car and some equipment and some speakers and the cats and that's all we've got, you know. But hell, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Are we that bothered? Are we that bothered?
Sunshine.
We do buy a lottery ticket. James will say to me, "Oh, well, you're living with James Stone now." You know, like we're sat here at night with nothing to do watching TV, and he goes, "Well, it's life with James Stone, isn't it?"
Life in the fast lane.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, what shall we do now, babe?
When I look back now, I always think I must have been okay because I'm still doing it at my age now. And so I have to convince myself, well, you know, I'm still out there on the boards. But I envy the people that find the love early on and stay together for the rest of their life. I was to blame, really, for not giving my family time.
For my first 7 or 8 years, I didn't see much of my dad at all, but as I've grown older, we see each other quite a lot. I mean, we go to the football every week. That's kind of our, like, structure. We go to the football. But obviously, you know, I've got a key to my dad's house, and whenever I feel like going round, I can pop up there and, you know, and see him. So it's like become a mate more than, you know.
I used to protect him when we used to go to football, and he protects me now.
Yeah. So,
Do you think there's anything that you wish your dad had done differently?
not in terms of his career. I mean, he's good at it, and I think that he deserved to, you know, show people that he was good at that career. I mean, obviously, family life, maybe things could have worked out for the different. We don't know, and obviously, that's something that only Dad knows.
Don't be late, my darling. I love you very much. I can't wait to see you in your dress, my darling. We met on a dating agency, an international dating agency. We sent emails back and forth. We then did a video date where I could see her and talk to her and she talked to me. Then I came to see her. It was very difficult at the beginning when I first made contact with Julia with the language barrier, because she spoke very little English. I mean, it was very, very little. And of course, when I came over, we had to have a translator, interpreter with us all of the time. Very much in love with her, and she is with me, and that's what it is. We get married, and then she will come to live in England.
Скрепите ваши узы.
Back in 1986, I was fortunate to win a TV talent show in England called New Faces. So it seems appropriate that I should sing the song I dedicated to my beautiful wife. This is called Hello Again. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night. I know I'm older and I've been around a long time, but it was kind of love at first sight. Hello. I want this girl to be in my life for the rest of my life.
I think you can be too self-centered at times and think everything just should be about you. And I suppose for a long time it was. Now it's me and the dog. Yeah, she goes everywhere with me. Here we go. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Come, good girl. I personally think I'm a very caring person. I love fussing round after people. And I suppose because I've got nobody to fuss around here, now that I've got the dog, I love fussing around after her.
Do you think, in a way, your great love affair, the great love of your life, has been your career rather than another person?
I suppose you're right. It's the most long-lasting love affair of my life. Because it's been since I was a little girl, and it'll go with me till the day I die. Yeah.
acts that have been in the final tonight are represented in the stars. But you, the people at home, have the casting decision. Who's it going to be?
I think the only thing that we would maybe wish if there was maybe someone like Simon Cowell that was there at the time of the 1986 New Faces that would back you and give you the £1 million record deal.
I mean, I've got to say, there was absolutely no prize money, not even a vase saying, well done, nothing, you know. But when I left school, I didn't really know what I was going to do for a career. So everything just happened, you know, and took the decision away from me, you know, New Faces. It changed everything. It was amazing.
I do have a destiny. And I haven't reached it yet.
What's your destiny?
Well, my destiny once was to be world famous.
And what is it now?
It's still the same. It's still the same. It is. And I'm still swimming. I'm still swimming. But I've swam downstream at this last few years, you know. And now I'm swimming back upstream.
Yes!
When it was going badly, or when it has been going badly, and you're struggling to pay the bills, and it's causing you suffering, the fact that your career isn't going well, why haven't you ever gotten just a normal job?
Because it's boring.
There's a terrified sausage dog on Nevermind the Buzzcocks with Rod Gilbert hosting next here on BBC Two, whilst the second part of Only Connect Wall Night gets underway over on BBC 4 now.
Stormy weather.